Some machines are remembered for their speed, others for their beauty, but a rare few linger in our minds because they dared to do both differently. They looked like they belonged to tomorrow yet spoke with the voice of a craftsman. Imagine a grand touring car that seemed to hover rather than roll. A machine so smooth it could glide across rough roads as if floating on air. It was the kind of engineering statement that made people ask, what happens when innovation becomes ambition itself? This story is about that pursuit. A moment when design, technology, and daring vision collided to create something unlike anything else on the road. If you've ever wondered how elegance could coexist with mechanical intensity, or how a nation known for art tried to redefine automotive luxury, stay tuned. This is the one you won't want to miss. Remember to like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which automotive icon you want covered next. In 1970, Citroën introduced the SM, a car that would become a symbol of French audacity and the high point of the brand's engineering imagination. The Citroën SM was not conceived as a conventional grand tourer. It was designed as a declaration that comfort and performance could share the same stage. Citroën had already built a reputation for innovation through models like the DS, but the SM went further, blending futuristic styling, cutting-edge hydraulics, and a Maserati-built engine into a single cohesive vision of luxury. The project began in the late 1960s when Citroën sought to elevate its image beyond practicality. France had a proud history of artistic design and technical experimentation, yet its automotive exports were rarely seen as global status symbols. The SM was meant to change that narrative. Citroën's acquisition of Maserati in 1968 set the foundation for something extraordinary. The French engineers admired Maserati's engines but wanted to refine them for long-distance comfort. They chose a newly developed 2.7-liter V6 designed by Giulio Alfieri, the same engineer responsible for Maserati's racing pedigree. Paired with Citroën's hydro-pneumatic suspension, this lightweight aluminum engine promised to deliver a uniquely balanced experience. Power from Italy, sophistication from France. This fusion was ambitious, perhaps too ambitious for its time, but it embodied the European dream of unity through engineering. Visually, the Citroën SM looked like nothing else on the road. Robert Aupron's aerodynamic design featured a sharply raked windshield, covered headlamps, and a tapering fastback profile that gave the illusion of motion even when parked. It was wind tunnel tested to achieve an exceptionally low drag coefficient, long before such efficiency became fashionable. The car's proportions were unusual yet harmonious. Its front end stretched forward with a kind of purposeful elegance, while the rear seemed to dissolve into a sculpted tail. To the casual observer, it resembled a concept car that had somehow escaped from an auto show stand and taken to the highway. But beauty was only the surface of the SM story. Beneath its sleek exterior lay one of the most complex mechanical systems of its era. The car's fully independent, self-leveling hydro-pneumatic suspension allowed it to maintain constant ride height regardless of load, offering an uncanny sense of smoothness even on uneven terrain. The Duravi power steering system, another Citroën innovation, used hydraulic pressure to provide variable assistance. At low speeds, it was featherlight, while at high speeds it tightened up for precision. The SM effectively anticipated the adaptive technologies that modern luxury cars now advertise as revolutionary. When it debuted at the Geneva Motor Show, the SM captured imaginations instantly. It was fast, refined, and exotic, capable of sustained high-speed travel with almost eerie calmness. Reviewers marveled at how it could cruise comfortably at over 120 miles per hour, making cross-continental journeys effortless. In France, it was hailed as a national triumph, proof that French design could rival and even surpass the Germans and Italians in sophistication. Yet outside of Europe, reactions were mixed. American drivers found the steering too light, the suspension too strange, and the maintenance intimidating. It was not a car that could be casually owned. It demanded understanding and patience. Still, for those who mastered its quirks, the SM delivered a driving experience like nothing else. The Maserati V6 produced a melodic growl at higher revs, blending sportiness with refinement. The car's handling defied expectations. It could corner with agility despite its size, while maintaining a ride quality so smooth it felt detached from the road's imperfections. Citroën engineers wanted the SM to represent the pinnacle of grand touring, not a mere performance car but a technological showcase for what the future could be. Its interior reflected the same philosophy. The dashboard was futuristic, with oval gauges and an ergonomic layout that prioritized visibility and comfort. The seats were deeply contoured yet supportive, designed for hours of relaxed travel. Every detail, from the single-spoke steering wheel to the chrome accents, conveyed a sense of intentional eccentricity. It was unmistakably French, prioritizing flair over conformity. Driving one felt like stepping into a modernist sculpture that happened to move. However, innovation came at a price. The complexity that made the SM extraordinary also made it fragile. Its hydraulic systems required meticulous maintenance, and the Maserati engine, though compact and high-revving, was sensitive to neglect. Mechanics unfamiliar with Citroën's unique technology often struggled to service it correctly. In markets where trained technicians were scarce, small problems could escalate quickly. The SM's reputation as a maintenance headache began to overshadow its brilliance. Complicating matters further, the early 1970s brought challenges beyond Citroën's control. The oil crisis changed consumer behavior dramatically. Efficiency replaced speed as a selling point. Large, high-performance touring cars fell out of favor almost overnight. Citroën's financial stability weakened, and its ambitious research projects became liabilities rather than assets. Despite attempts to expand production and export reach, the SM sales declined sharply. By 1975, production ended after roughly 12,900 units, leaving behind a legacy of both admiration and regret. Yet even in its commercial decline, the SM's impact was undeniable. It proved that innovation could challenge convention, that luxury did not have to conform to traditional formulas. In many ways, it foreshadowed the modern hybrid of performance and comfort that defines high-end touring cars today. It demonstrated that engineering artistry could be just as compelling as raw horsepower. The SM may not have survived the market forces of its time, but it altered the trajectory of automotive design and ambition forever. The Citroën SM remains a testament to what happens when vision outpaces practicality. Its creators sought to merge two philosophies, French comfort and Italian performance, into one seamless expression of speed and serenity. They achieved it, even if the world was not yet ready to embrace such complexity. For those who understand its context, the SM represents more than a car. It symbolizes an era when imagination ruled the design studio, and risk was part of progress. Today, it stands as a rare and inspiring chapter in automotive history, preserved not for its success, but for its daring. By the mid-1970s, the Citroën SM had already taken on an aura of myth. It was admired for what it attempted and misunderstood for what it demanded. The Citroën SM was never meant to be a mass-market car. It was a statement piece that blurred the lines between art and engineering. The car was both a product of its time and a warning about how quickly technology can outpace support infrastructure. As Citroën's finances tightened, the SM's advanced components became symbols of both brilliance and burden. To understand how this came to be, it helps to look closely at the car's mechanical character. The Maserati V6 inside the SM was a jewel of compact performance. Constructed with an aluminum block and hemispherical combustion chambers, it was light and responsive. The early 2.7-liter version produced around 170 horsepower, and later 3.0-liter variants delivered even more. This was enough to propel the SM to speeds exceeding 135 miles per hour. Impressive for a car of its size and comfort. Yet, while the power output seemed sufficient, the real magic came from how Citroën tuned everything else. The hydro-pneumatic suspension was calibrated to balance comfort and control with remarkable precision. Unlike conventional systems, it used pressurized nitrogen and hydraulic fluid instead of metal springs. The result was a ride so composed that even rough roads felt distant. This system was not new to Citroën. It had debuted on the DS. But in the SM, it was refined to new extremes. The suspension constantly adjusted itself based on road conditions and weight distribution, giving the car an almost surreal ability to remain level. Paired with disc brakes on all four wheels and a brake pedal that operated through hydraulic pressure rather than mechanical linkages, the SM delivered stopping power that felt immediate yet smooth. Many drivers needed time to adapt, as even a gentle tap of the pedal could bring the car to a rapid halt. Once mastered, however, it was one of the most confidence-inspiring systems of its day. Another defining feature was the steering. The Duravi setup gave the SM variable steering assistance. making it light for parking and firm at highway speeds. The system automatically centered the wheel when released, a characteristic that some drivers initially found strange but eventually came to appreciate. On winding roads, it allowed precise control with minimal input, reducing fatigue during long drives. Today, many luxury vehicles employ electric steering systems that mimic these variable effects, but Citroën accomplished it hydraulically more than 50 years ago. In combination, these systems created a sense of seamless control that no other car of the era could match. Reviewers described it as gliding rather than driving, and owners often remarked that they felt isolated from the imperfections of the world outside. That was the point. Citroën engineers wanted the SM to redefine what comfort meant at high speeds. They succeeded, but in doing so, they also created a car that required a deep understanding of its complex internals. For many mechanics, the SM was a riddle. Its hydraulic systems needed special tools, and its high-pressure components required precise calibration. The engine's timing chains and lubrication pathways demanded careful maintenance, especially in early models where oiling issues could lead to accelerated wear. Even the electrical system, filled with sensors and relays uncommon in the 1970s, challenged workshops used to simpler vehicles. Owners who treated it like any other car often faced frustration. Those who respected its technical nature, however, found it deeply rewarding. Citroën's decision to market the SM internationally was bold but risky. In Europe, particularly in France and Italy, drivers were more accustomed to cars with personality and complexity. In the United States, the SM arrived during a time when regulations and market trends were shifting. The oil crisis and emission standards made importing exotic, high-maintenance cars more difficult. American buyers admired the SM's design but hesitated at the thought of servicing it. Citroën tried to adapt with modifications for U.S. compliance, including sealed beam headlights and emission equipment, but these changes dulled some of its appeal. Despite these challenges, the SM attracted a passionate following. Architects, designers, and intellectuals gravitated toward it for its futuristic aesthetic and engineering pedigree. To own one was to signal appreciation for technology as a form of artistry. Citroën's advertising emphasized sophistication over speed, portraying the car as a new kind of luxury, scientific rather than opulent. That message resonated with a niche audience, though not large enough to sustain production. When Peugeot took control of Citroën in 1975, the SM's fate was sealed. Maserati was sold off, and Citroën focused on stabilizing its lineup with simpler models. The SM became an orphan, its specialized parts growing scarce and its service network shrinking. Still, loyal owners kept their cars alive through private workshops and enthusiast communities. Over time, the SM's reputation evolved from troublesome to collectible. Restoration specialists learned how to maintain its complex systems, and modern materials improved reliability. Today, a well-maintained SM can operate with remarkable smoothness, a testament to how advanced its design truly was. Driving an SM in the modern era is an experience that feels timeless. The steering remains uncanny in its responsiveness, the suspension still isolates imperfections with grace, and the Maserati V6 continues to deliver a refined growl. It demands attention, but it rewards that attention with a driving feel that no contemporary machine can fully replicate. Unlike many classic cars that feel dated, the SM still seems futuristic. Its combination of aerodynamics, comfort, and handling could easily belong to a vehicle decades younger. What makes the Citroën SM so fascinating is how it captured the optimism of its age. The early 1970s were a period of experimentation and global collaboration in automotive design. Manufacturers believed technology could solve almost anything, and Citroën embodied that belief. The SM was built during a time when engineers, not marketers, led development decisions. That purity of intent shines through in every detail. The car's eccentricities were not flaws of conception, but results of its creator's relentless pursuit of innovation. If the SM had been released in a more forgiving economic climate, it might have redefined the luxury segment. Its influence can be traced in later advances such as adaptive suspension, variable steering, and aerodynamic body shaping. Many of these concepts are now standard in premium cars, yet few brands are remembered for pioneering them. Citroën's willingness to experiment, even at great financial risk, gave the SM a legacy far beyond its production numbers. Collectors today recognize the SM as both a technical marvel and a cultural artifact. Its presence at concours events and design museums reinforces its status as an automotive icon. It represents a moment when form and function merged with artistic ambition, and when national identity shaped innovation. For France, the SM remains a symbol of pride, a reminder that the country once built a car capable of challenging the best in the world on its own terms. The Citroën SM entered its later years not as a relic, but as a benchmark for what could have been. Every discussion about the Citroën SM begins with admiration for its audacity. Few vehicles dared to merge design artistry and technical sophistication so completely. Yet it is equally a story of limitations, of how perfection in theory can be fragile in practice. The SM's downfall was not because of poor engineering, but because it demanded a world that was not yet ready to support it. During its short production run, Citroën tried to improve the SM's reliability and broaden its appeal. Later versions feature the larger 3.0-liter Maserati V6, offering stronger torque and smoother performance. Adjustments to the suspension spheres, braking balance, and air conditioning system aimed to make it more user-friendly. But the brand's financial troubles overshadowed these improvements. In the wake of the oil crisis, Citroën's focus shifted to survival. The SM, despite its prestige, could not justify its complexity when simpler, more economical cars were in demand. The end of SM production in 1975 marked more than the loss of a single model. It marked the end of an era when innovation was pursued without compromise. Citroën would never again attempt a vehicle with such unrestrained ambition. The company's subsequent models, though still advanced, were more pragmatic, reflecting a sobering new reality within the automotive industry. Governments were tightening regulations. Markets were growing risk-averse, and customers sought reliability over experimentation. The SM, born in optimism, faded in conservatism. Yet its legacy endured through the engineers and enthusiasts who refused to forget what it represented. The hydropneumatic principles developed for the SM continued to influence Citroën's later vehicles for decades. Luxury automakers across Europe quietly adopted elements inspired by the SM's design philosophy. Adjustable suspensions, aerodynamic optimization, and driver-focused interiors became hallmarks of a new generation of grand tourers. The SM's DNA can be traced in features that now define modern comfort and performance. What made the Citroën SM timeless was not just its technology but its personality. It had a kind of confidence that transcended mechanical form. From the outside, its proportions remained striking. The long hood, the sharply angled glass, the hidden rear wheels partially enclosed for aerodynamic efficiency. Even parked, it suggested speed and serenity. Inside, the cabin wrapped around the driver like an avant-garde lounge, filled with intuitive details that encouraged a relaxed yet alert state of mind. Driving one today still feels unlike any other classic car experience. The steering's automatic centering sensation, the subtle rise and fall of the suspension as it levels itself, the quiet hum of the Maserati V6, it all feels like being part of a carefully choreographed performance. Every action, from braking to cornering, is smooth yet deliberate. The SM does not shout its capability. It whispers it with precision. In an age obsessed with acceleration times and horsepower figures, the SM reminds us that true sophistication is about control and refinement. As time passed, appreciation for the Citroën SM grew steadily. Collectors began restoring examples with greater technical understanding and modern materials that mitigated earlier reliability concerns. Specialists emerged in Europe and the United States, dedicated to preserving the car's unique systems. With proper care, the SM's hydraulics can now function flawlessly, and the Maserati engine, when maintained correctly, proves remarkably durable. What was once considered temperamental now reveals itself as highly advanced craftsmanship that simply required respect. Cultural perception also evolved. For years, the SM was viewed as a curiosity, a car admired but not truly understood. As technology caught up, people began to see it differently. Features that seemed eccentric in the 1970s became prophetic in the 1990s and beyond. Variable steering, automatic ride leveling, and aerodynamic optimization are now staples of luxury engineering. The SM did not fail. It arrived too early. That timing is what gives the Citroën SM its poetic quality. It embodies the eternal tension between innovation and acceptance. Every breakthrough risks rejection, and the SM paid that price so future cars could succeed. Its creators never intended to build a commercial powerhouse. They aimed to build a masterpiece, and in that, they succeeded. It stands as proof that artistic vision can exist within mechanical form, even when that vision outpaces its audience. Among automotive historians, the SM is often compared to landmark designs that redefine their categories. Yet it resists classification. It was neither a pure sports car nor a conventional luxury coupe. It occupied a space between, where performance met comfort and technology met elegance. That in-between nature made it fascinating but also difficult to market. Still, that ambiguity is part of what makes it timeless. The SM was never chasing trends. It was creating its own. In France, the car remains a cultural icon. It represented national pride during a decade of uncertainty, and stood as a symbol of progress when the country sought to assert its creativity on a global stage. Even today, when one appears on the road, it commands attention. People may not recognize its name, but they recognize that it is something special, different from everything around it. That sense of mystery has preserved the SM's aura better than any advertising campaign ever could. Ultimately, the Citroën SM tells a story about the courage to dream beyond limits. It teaches that innovation requires not only skill but conviction. Every decision, from its suspension design to its Italian heart, was guided by belief in possibility. While the market may have rejected that idealism in the 1970s, time has proven its worth. The SM remains a benchmark of originality, an artifact of human ambition expressed through machinery. Its beauty lies not just in how it looks or drives, but in what it represents, a willingness to take risks for the sake of progress. To encounter an SM today is to be reminded that the future once had a shape, and it looked like this: low, elegant, confident, and defiantly advanced. That vision still resonates, because it speaks to something universal. The pursuit of perfection even when practicality says no. The Citroën SM may have been misunderstood in its own time, but in ours, it stands vindicated as one of the most remarkable cars ever built. The Citroën SM stands as one of those rare creations that reveal how imagination can shape the tangible world. The Citroën SM was never just transportation. It was a philosophy rendered in steel and glass. Its existence proved that engineering could express emotion, and that a car could be as much about how it made you feel as how it performed. In the decades since, few vehicles have balanced technical ingenuity with aesthetic daring so completely. Even in silence, the SM tells a story about the human desire to innovate despite risk. Looking back, the SM's brief production run seems less like a failure and more like a limited experiment that succeeded on its own terms. It fulfilled Citroën's goal of showcasing what French luxury could look like when liberated from convention. Its technologies laid groundwork that other manufacturers would quietly refine and reintroduce under new names decades later. The car's influence radiates through every modern vehicle that seeks to combine comfort and control without compromise. The SM changed the way engineers thought about suspension tuning, steering feedback, and aerodynamics, and that alone secures its place in history. But perhaps its most enduring impact lies in how it continues to inspire passion. Enthusiasts gather not just to admire its curves or hear its Maserati engine sing, but to celebrate what it represents, a reminder that progress is not always linear. Some ideas are too advanced for their moment, and only with time do we recognize their brilliance. The Citroën SM occupies that space perfectly. It remains both a product of the 1970s and a preview of the 21st century. In the end, the SM story is not about profit or practicality. It is about courage. It reflects the boldness of designers and engineers who refuse to accept limitations. Their work gave us a car that still feels like a glimpse of the future, half a century after its debut. When one glides past today, it does more than turn heads. It rekindles the feeling that innovation, when guided by vision, can create something truly timeless. That is the legacy of the Citroën SM, the union of artistry and precision, the embodiment of ambition unafraid to fail, and the lasting proof that beauty and technology can move in harmony. Like all great ideas, it outlived its era by daring to define one.